Oh my god, that was really loud on my end. I hope it wasn't really loud for you guys. Hold on, hold on. I forgot to change my layout, my overlay. There we go. Unfortunately, it appears this is not a chat functions night. Unfortunate, unfortunate. Anyways, hello everyone. Hello Outlet. How are you all doing tonight? Can I get chat to work, please? Chat does not want to work. Unfortunate. So how are you all doing tonight? Decided that that you're gonna get Neuvillette instead of Venti? Ooh, good luck. Neuvillette is really fun to play. Alright, so let me see. Where were we? Ah, yes, we were at the beginning of day 4. So if we can get through the entirety of day 4 today, that would be awesome. I don't know if we're going to, but it would be cool. There's going to be a lot of info dumping in this one. Granted, there's been a lot of info dumping in the previous ones, too. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Alright. You know what? One moment. I totally forgot I was gonna feed the cats before I started streaming. One moment. Okay, the beasts have been fed. The question is, are they going to actually eat it? Because, one of them keeps going over to her food and then not eating it and walking away like a weirdo. Anyways, let's get started with day 4. Cats are truly a mystery. This is true. This is a story from a winter 5 years ago. It was a night with a beautiful moon. I wasn't doing anything, just watching the moon with Kiritsugu. Is it not picking up the audio? Hello? Is it not picking up the game audio? That is so weird. Can someone let me know if it's picking up the game's audio? Because on OBS it's looking like the answer is no. Oh. Is it working now? That is so weird. Hang on, I need to check something. Hold on. Hold on, I need to check something. Okay, previous Fate streams didn't have that issue, so I have absolutely zero idea what that was about. Huh. Anyways, it was a night with a beautiful moon. I wasn't doing anything, just watching the moon with Kiritsugu. Even though it was winter, the weather wasn't cold. The corridor was only a little chilly, and it was a good night to enjoy the moon. Back then, Kiritsugu didn't leave the house much. Not going outside, he would just laze carelessly around the house. I regret it even now, thinking back to it. Why didn't I notice that it was like the actions of an animal that knows its time of death? Suddenly, that man, himself a superhero in my child's eyes, said that as if yearning for it. I became angry and asked him. Kiritsugu laughed apologetically and looked up at the sky. I agreed with that. I didn't know why, but I thought it couldn't be wrong because Kiritsugu said so. Kiritsugu answers. So of course, my response was determined.
しょうがないから俺が代わりになってやるよ。じいさんは大人だからもう無理だけど、俺なら大丈夫だろ。任せろって。じいさんの夢は。
I'll make it come true. Before I could finish, my father laughed. He made a face like he didn't even need to hear the rest. After breathing in, Emiya Kiritsugu said, He quietly closed his eyes, and his life ended. Since he looked so peaceful, I thought he would wake up again in the morning, so I didn't disturb him. Perhaps being used to seeing death factored in too. Without doing anything, I just looked up at the man who was my father as he entered a long sleep. There were no sounds of insects in the garden as it was silent. In the bright night, I remember only my eyes being hot. I did not cry out, nor did I feel sad, but I could not stop my tears until the moon sunk. That is the story from a winter 5 years ago. Perhaps I cried 10 years worth of tears, since after that, there was nothing. Fujine's father planned the funeral, and I started living in this house by myself. Nothing changed, even though Kiritsugu was gone. Emiya Shiro would become a superhero like Emiya Kiritsugu, so there was no time to be playing around. That's right. I didn't mention it, but I remember perfectly. The figure of the man who saved me, who was left to the fire 10 years ago. He held up in his arms an unconscious child, about to die from burns. He became so happy that tears welled up in his eyes and took the child outside. From that time, he was the subject of my admiration. No one saved me. I couldn't save anyone. In it all, I was saved, and a person was there to save me. That's why I decided to become like him. Become a superhero so that I could save people and let no one be killed, just like him. Kiritsugu died peacefully, leaving me his dream of becoming a superhero himself. It's only natural for a child to succeed their father. Emiya Shiro must become a superhero and save someone just like the old me. I swore so as a child, to fulfill the dream of the man I admired most. But honestly, I don't get it. What this superhero thing is supposed to be, how to become one, how to make everyone happy like Kiritsugu always said. And I became this thing called a master, and things like the blonde-haired girl following me around is confusing my head and really... When I open my eyes, I'm in a familiar room. As soon as I speak, I start to feel terribly sick. Ah, yes, we left off last time with Shiro getting absolutely wrecked by Berserker. Hello, Wind! Welcome, welcome. I taste blood in my mouth. Maybe it was filling my mouth, but I breathe in thick air. I'm not sure why I feel like this. Well, Shiro, your lung was, like, down the road from you a couple of feet. I distinctly remember that being a thing. I feel really sick to my stomach, so I want to go to the bathroom and wash my face. I stand up. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. I feel dizzy. I almost fall and support myself by putting a hand against the wall. The nausea increases when I move. No, this is more like pain than nausea. My body is heavy and it feels like my stomach is turning every time I move. Maybe someone would feel like this if someone poured burning lead into their stomach. Shiro, please chill. I wipe the sweat off my forehead and wobble out of my room. I wash my face and wipe the sweat off my body. There are bandages wrapped around my stomach for some reason. Shiro. I can't recall anything about them, so I leave them be for now. Even though my stomach feels terrible, my body wants energy. Putting my mind into it, I start to walk along the wall. I still feel dizzy, and my body feels dull. I walk forward, letting out miserable sounds. Really, what did I do before going to bed? Shiro. Oh my god. I don't remember any training that could have caused this pain. Shiro. I reach the living room. Sakura and Fujine must be at school. There's no breakfast prepared in the living room, and there's none of Fujine's loudness. The quiet living room is like a typical Sunday.
Ohayo. Katte ni agarasete moratte ru wa, Emiya-kun.
No, it's not. Hello, Rin. Tosuka Rin is sitting on a cushion. Her calmness makes me think I'm the guest in this house and not her. Shiro, my son, please be careful. Yeah, oh, Wind, were you here for the end of last week's Fate stream? Do you know what happened to Shiro? I don't know how to answer her, so first of all I sit down. And then I take a deep breath and ask.
Matta. その前に謝ってくれない？昨夜の一件についての謝罪を聞かないと落ち着けないわ。
You don't remember, but you're scared. Oh, he got absolutely folded by Berserker. I don't even have time to ask her why she's here. Tosuka is glaring at me like she's really mad. It seems she's really angry about last night. But what happened last night? Yeah, I recall it now. That's right. Why am I so relaxed? I tried to save Saber and Berserker blew away my stomach. The nausea returns. I feel a chill, remembering the feeling of having a hole in my body. Something in my stomach moves. It feels really sick. But that's definite proof that I'm alive. Yeah. Wait, that's weird. Shouldn't that have been instant death for me?
思い出した？昨夜自分がどんなバカをしでかしたかって。なら少しは反省しなさい。
Tosuka lets out a humph and criticizes me. Huh, that's really annoying. My head, which was frozen by the fact that Tosuka is here, finally resumes activity again.
何言ってんだ。あの時はあれ以外することなんてなかっただろう。いや、そりゃ結果だけ見ればバカだったけど、本当はもっとうまくやるつもりだったんだ。
How were you going to do it better, Shiro?
だから、あれは間違いなんかじゃない。
I protest, glaring at her. What? Why is she sighing?
マスターが死んだらサーバントは消えるって言ったでしょ？だって言うのにサーバントをかばうなんてどうかしてるわ。
He's so silly.
あなたが死んでしまえばセイバーだって消えてしまう。セイバーを救いたかったのならもっと安全な場所からできる手段を考えなさい。まったく身を挺してサーバントを守るなんて行為は無駄以外の何者でもないって分かってるの？
Rin, beloved, you are going to come to understand very soon that Shiro is an idiot.
かばったわけじゃない。助けようとしたらああなっちまっただけだ。俺だってあんな目に遭うなんて思わなかった。
I did think I would be killed if I went near that monster, but that's a different matter.
そう。 勘違いしてるみたいね、あなた。
As if she's read my mind, she sulks even more.
あのね、ミヤくん、きっちりと言っておくけど、教会まで連れて行ったのはあなたに勝たせるためじゃないわ。あれはね、何も知らないあなたが一人でも生き残れるようにって考えた結果なの。どうもそのあたりは分かってなかったみたいね。
俺が生き残れるように。
そうよ。負けることがそのまま死につながるって知れば、そう簡単に博打は打たなくなる。エミヤくん、こういう状況でも一人で夜出歩きそうだから。脅しをかけておけば家中の栗を拾うこともなし、うまくいけば最後までやり過ごせるかもって思ったの。
そうか、それは気づかなかった。
So that's why she's complaining to me about not realizing that and running at Berserker.
けどどうして遠坂が怒るんだよ。俺がヘマをやらかしたのは遠坂には関係ないだろう。
Because she cares about you, you idiot!
関係あるわよ。この私を一晩も心配させたんだから。
Tosaka throws out a temper. But I see. I'm honestly happy she's worrying about me. Looking at the situation, it seems Tosaka was the one who treated my wound.
そうか、遠坂には世話になったんだな。ありがとう。
I bow my head to show my thanks and apologize.
分かればいいのよ。これに懲りたら次はもっと頭のいい行動してよね。
Tosaka looks away. Her gesture is snappy, but it seems she's in a good mood again.
じゃあこれで昨日のことはおしまいね。本題に入るけど、真面目な話と昨日の話、どっちにする？
Tosaka starts a conversation as if it's natural to do so. Her straightforwardness surprises me, but thinking about it, she's here because she has something to talk about. If she didn't have business with me, she would have gone home already. What is it that Tosaka, my enemy, wants to discuss in her enemy's territory? I'm interested in that, and I also want to know what happened last night. It's stupid not to ask, so Let me see. Let me take a peek at the flowchart. It doesn't really matter which one we ask about. So, chat, which decision do we make? Do we ask about yesterday? Do we ask about the serious stuff? Or do we say that we don't want to hear either? Each one will get us a different scene, but like in the long run, it doesn't matter which one we choose. Ask about yesterday, maybe? Do we have any other votes? If not, I will go with that one. Alright, we'll ask about yesterday. Even if I'm going to listen to her, I have to know the situation I'm in first. I have to know where I am before I go somewhere else. That is the basic principle of a journey.
まずは昨日の話からのがいい。
そうね。まずは状況を知るのが先。なんだ、まともに頭が働くじゃない、あなた。
Tosaka smiles contently and describes what happened yesterday. It seems that Berserker left after I fell unconscious. She tells me that my body started to heal itself, and that it looked fine after about 10 minutes. And she says she brought me here since I didn't regain my consciousness even when my wound had healed. And that's where we are right now.
ここで重要なのは、あなたはあなた一人で生き切ったっていう事実よ。確かに私は手助けしたけど、あの傷を完治させたのはあなた自身の力だった。そこ勘違いしないでよね。
話を聞くとそうみたいだけど、なんだ、遠坂が直してくれたんじゃないのか。
まさか死にかけてる人間を蘇生させるなんて下等はもう私にはできない。エミやシローは自分でぶっ飛んだ中身をどうにかしたのよ。
What can I do now that she said that? My stomach is certainly healed, but I have doubts about Tosaka's story. I can't use healing magic, let alone revival magic.
そうなると原因はサーバントね。あなたのサーバントはよっぽど強力なのか、それとも召喚の時に何か手違いが生じたのか。まあ両方だと思うけど、何らかのラインがつながったんでしょうね。
ラインって使い魔と魔術師を結ぶ因果線のこと？
あら、ちゃんと使い魔の知識はあるじゃない。なら話は早いわ。要するにエミヤ君とセーバーの関係は普通の主人と使い魔の関係。見たところセイバーには自然治癒の力もあるみたいだから、それがあなたに流れてるんじゃないかな。普通は魔術師の能力が使い魔に付与されるんだけど、あなたの場合は使い魔の特殊能力が主人を助けてるってわけ。
簡単に言って川の水が下から上に流れているようなもんか。
うまい例えね。本来ならありえないだろうけど、セーバーの魔力ってのは川の流れを変えるほど膨大なんでしょ。そうでなければあの体格でバーサーカーとまともに打ち合うなんて考えられない。
本来ならありえない。じゃあ遠坂とアーチャーは普通の魔術師と使い魔の関係なのか。
そうよ。人の言うこと全然聞かないやつだけど、一応そういう関係。マスターとサーバントのつながりなんてガソリンとエンジンみたいなものだもの。こっちが魔力を提供してあっちがそれを食べるだけ。
Kinda like Shiro with Rin, but you also like him with Sakura. You know what? He has two hands. Yeah, that's basically how I feel. Shiro and Rin is my preferred ship, but Shiro with Sakura is also really, really good.
まあ中には肉体面でもサーバントと共有して疑似的な不死を得たマスターもいたそうよ。サーバントが死なない限り自分も死なないなんていうやつなんだけど。エミヤ君、人の話聞いてる？
ああ、聞いてる。じゃあ遠坂、俺の体って多少の傷はほっといても治るってことか。
あなたのサーバントの魔力を消費してね。理屈はわからないけど、原因がセイバーの実体化にあることは間違いないわ。あなたが自然治癒の呪いなんて習得しているはずはないから。
Wind, I'm not going to say why, but you are definitely going to take that statement back later on.
当たり前だ。そんな難しいこと親父から教えてもらったことないからな。
そうじゃなくて、そうだったら私が悩む必要はなかったっていうことよ。いいわ、あなたには関係のない話だから。
What is it? Tosaka's words are indirect and hard to follow.
まあいいわ。とにかくあまり無茶はしないこと。今回は助かったからいいけど、次にあんな傷を負ったらまず助からないはずだから。多少の傷なら治るなんていう甘い考えは捨てた方がいいでしょうね。
It's not something to be scared about. It's just something that's making me like, do they know?
分かってる。 俺が勝手に怪我して
They
そ
don't
れでセイバ
know.
ーから何かをもらってるなんていうのは申し訳ない。
バカね、そんな理由じゃないわよ。断言してもいいけど、あなたの傷を治すと減るのはセイバーの魔力だけじゃない。あなたそれ絶対なんか使ってるわ。寿命とか性分とか預金残高とか、ともかく何かが減りまくってるに違いないから。
Savings account. Oh, Rin, you're so funny. Tosaka gives a humph once again. I feel the same way,
ト
but
サカ、預金残高は関係ないのでは。
関係あるわよ。魔術ってのは金食い虫なんだから。使ってればどんどんお金は減っていくものなの。
magic does not use up your money unless you're like Rin and you use gemstones for your magic. Poor girl is constantly broke because she has to buy such expensive gems for her magic. I compare Mona's situation to Rin's because it's very similar. They have a lot of money, but they're always spending it on expensive stuff. So in practice, they don't actually have money.
そうでなければ許さないんだから、特に私が。
Tosaka Rin erupts with the fires of personal grudges. It's strange. The more I talk with her, the more I understand this is the real Tosaka Rin, and that the Tosaka at school is just a mask she puts on. No, it's something I had realized already yesterday.
まあ、お金の話は置いとくとして、次は真面目な話だけど、いいかしら、エミヤ君。
トサカがここに残った本題ってやつだろ。いいよ、聞こ
じゃあ率直に聞くけど、エミヤ君、あなたこれからどうするつもり？
She asks directly the one question I don't want to be asked. No, that's not it. It's not that I don't want her to ask me, but I haven't made my mind up yet. I'm the one who wants to ask. What do I do now?
う。正直わからない。聖杯を競い合うって言うけど、魔術師同士の戦いなんてしたことがない。第一、俺は。
I want to try to avoid killing people, and most of all,
聖杯なんていう得体の知れないものに興味はないんだ。欲しくないもののために命を張るのはどうかと思う。
言うと思った。あなたね、そんなこと言ったらサーバントに殺されるわよ。
殺されるって、どうして？
サーバントの目的も聖杯だから。彼らは聖杯を手に入れるという条件だからこそマスターの召喚に応じているのよ。サーバントにとって最も重要なのは聖杯なの。彼らは聖杯を手に入れる可能性があるからマスターに従い、時にマスターのために命を落とす。だっていうのに聖杯なんていらないよなんて言ってみなさい。裏切り者と切り殺されても文句は言えないでしょ。
なんだそれ。おかしいじゃないか。サーバントっていうのはマスターが呼び出したものなんだろ。なら
サーバントが無償で人間に従うなんて思ってたの？聖杯は手に入れた者の望みを叶える。それはマスターの守護者であるサーバントも例外じゃない。サーバントたちにもね、それぞれ何らかの欲望があるのよ。だからこそ彼らは本来ありえない召喚に応じている。聖杯を手に入れるためにマスターがサーバントを呼び出すじゃない。聖杯が手に入るからサーバントはマスターの呼び出しに応じるのよ。
servants have their own desires? Then, does that mean Saber has a wish she wants the Holy Grail to grant? Oh boy, does she.
だからサーバントはマスターが命令しなくとも他のマスターを消しにかかる。聖杯を手に入れるのは一人だけ。自分のマスター以外に聖杯が渡るのは彼らだって承知できないのよ。 マスターと違ってサーバントには霊樹を奪うなんてことはできない。彼らが他のマスターを無力化するには殺す以外に方法がない。だからね、たとえマスター本人に戦う意志がないとしても戦いは避けられないのよ。サーバントに襲われたマスターは自分のサーバントでこれを撃退する。それが聖杯戦争なんだって綺麗から嫌っていうほど聞かされたでしょ。
ああ、それは昨日の夜教えられたけど。
That means allowing your servant to try to kill other servants. I thought it would be over if I reached a compromise with other masters, but if the servants are ones summoned to obtain the Holy Grail, and if it is true that they will not give up, then a battle between the servants is inevitable. Then the girl that fought to protect me is also ready to kill or be killed to obtain the Holy Grail?
なんてことだ。英霊だかなんだか知らないけど、セイバーは人間だ。昨日だってあんなに血を流してた。
あ、その点は安心して。サーバントに生死はないから。サーバントは絶命しても本来の場所に帰るだけだもの。英霊っていうのはもう死んでも死なない現象だからね。戦いに敗れて殺されるのは当事者であるマスターだけよ。
いや、だからそれは。
Even if it's a temporary death, there's still the fact that something human-shaped has disappeared from this world.
何、人殺しだっていうの？魔術師のくせにまだそんな正義感振り回してるわけ？あなた。
Her comment is only natural. As a magus, death is always right beside me. I understand it and I'm already prepared for that. But still, I'm not strong enough to judge people's deaths as good or bad.
当然だろう。相手を殺すための戦いなんて俺は付き合わない。
へえ、それじゃあみすみす殺されるのを待つだけなんだ。で、勝ちを他のマスターに譲るのね。
そうじゃない。要は最後まで残っていればいいんだろ。自分から殺し合いをする気はないけど、身を守るための戦いなら容赦はしないさ。人を殺しに来る相手なら逆に殺されても文句は言えないだろ
う。受けに回るんだ。それじゃあ他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するのね。例えば昨日のあいつが暴れ回って町の人間を皆殺しにしても無視するってわけ？
Someone like yesterday? She must mean that inhuman monster. Superhuman strength that allows the destruction of a house or two with a single blow. Certainly, if that thing wished, this town could be in ruins in just one night. And on top of that, the problem is that the servants are normally in spirit form. Humans can't see those in spirit form, but since the servants can affect the real world as spirits, you could call them the most powerful weapon. With the technology we have now, there are no weapons that can affect a spiritual being. Our attacks are useless against them, and their attacks can damage us. It's not just a one-sided game. Murder by a servant is like a natural death for normal people. Death caused by an invisible killer will just be treated as accidental death or suicide.
なんだよそれ。サーバント、いや、マスターとサーバントは他のマスターしか襲わないんじゃないのか。町の人たちは無関係だろう。
ええ、そうだったらどんなに平和なことか。けどそれなら見届け役の綺麗なんていらないでしょ。一つ言い忘れていたけど、サーバントっていうのは霊なの。彼らはもう完成したものだから今以上の成長はない。けど燃料である魔力は別よ。蓄えた魔力が多ければ多いほどサーバントは生前の特殊能力を自由に行使できるわ。そのあたりは私たち魔術師と一緒なんだけど、あなたこの意味わかる？
わかる。魔術を連発できるってことだろ。
You could say magical energy is the gunpowder to fill a gun, and the magus is the gun itself. The type of gun depends on the magus's abilities. Pistol, rifle, machine gun, shotgun. Using that metaphor, servants are cannons. Using a large amount of gunpowder, they fire a large bullet.
そうよ。けどサーバントたちは私たちみたいに自然からマナを提供されてるわけじゃない。基本的に彼らは自分の中だけの魔力で活動する。それを補充するのが私たちマスターで、サーバントは自分の魔力プラス主であるマスターの魔力分しか生前の力を発揮できないの。けどそれだとあなたみたいに半人前のマスターじゃ優れたマスターにはかなわないってことになるでしょ。その抜け道っていうか、当たり前って言えば当たり前の方法なんだけれど、サーバントは他から魔力を補充できる。サーバントは霊体だから同じものを食べてしまえば栄養は取れるってこと。
Nourished by eating things that are like them?
同じものって霊体のことか。けど何の霊を食べるって言うんだよ。
簡単でしょ。自然霊は自然そのものから力を汲み取る。なら人間霊であるサーバントは一体何から力を汲み取ると思う？
It is a simple answer. As we humans eat meat, the human spirits...
ごめんと。まあ魔力の補充なんて聖杯に補助されたマスターからの提供だけで大抵は事足りる。けど一人より大勢の方が大量摂取できるのは当然でしょ。はっきり言ってしまえばね、実力のないマスターはサーバントに人を食わせるのよ。サーバントは人間の原感情や魂を魔力に変換する。自分のサーバントを強くしたいのならそれが一番効率がいい。人間を殺してサーバントへの生贄にするマスターは決して少なくないわ。
生贄にするって、それじゃ手段を選ばない奴がマスターならサーバントを強くするために人を殺しまくるってことなのか？
そうね。けど頭のいいやつならそんな無駄なことはしないんじゃないかな。いい？サーバントがいくら強力でも魔力の器そのものには限界がある。能力値以上の貯蔵はできないんだから、殺して回るにしても限度があるわ。それにあからさまに殺人を犯せば教会が黙ってないし、何よりそのシーンからサーバントの能力と正体が他のマスターたちにバレかねない。もちろんマスター自身の正体もね。聖杯戦争は自分の正体を隠していた方が圧倒的に有利だから、普通のマスターならサーバントを出し惜しみするはずよ。
I see. Certainly, if nobody knows that you are a master, there's no danger of other masters attacking you. Conversely, if you know who the other masters are, you could definitely pull a surprise attack on them. By that theory, there won't be many masters that would have their servants attack humans and reveal their identity.
よかった。なら問題はないじゃないか。マスターが命令しなければサーバントは無差別に人を襲わないんだから。
でしょうね。仮にも英雄だもの。自分から人を殺して回るやつはそもそも英雄だなんて呼ばれないだろうけど、もう断言はできないか。暴虐者だからこそ英雄になった例なんていくらでもあるんだし。
Tosuka makes an ominous comment. As it seems to be her true feelings rather than just sarcasm, a bit of strain in her personality might be showing.
話を戻しましょうか。で、どうするの？人殺しはしないっていうエミヤ君は他のマスターが何をしようが傍観するんでしたっけ？
I take back what I said. She really has a bad personality. She's a real bully, putting me on the spot and asking me that with a smile.
そうなったら止めるだけだ。サーバントさえ倒せばマスターだっておとなしくなるんだろ。
呆れた。 自分からマスターは倒さない。けど他のマスターが悪事を働いたら倒すって言うんだ。エミヤくん、自分が矛盾してるって分かってる？
ああ、都合がいいのは分かってる。けど、それ以外の方針は考えつかない。こればっかりは、どんなに論破されても変えないからな。
問題点が一つあるけど、言っていいかしら？
She's plotting something. With that face, she's definitely plotting something. But as a man, I have to listen.
いいけど、なんだよ。
昨日のマスターを覚えてる？エミヤ君と私を簡単に殺せとか言ってた子だけど。
How can I forget? They attacked us mercilessly.
あの子、必ず私たちを殺しに来る。それはエミヤ君にも分かってると思うけど。
I see. That girl is a master too. Since she knows Tosaka and I are masters, she will come and attack us someday. I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but I do know it's a death sentence. At least, I know I can't stop such a monster.
あの子のサーバント、バーサーカーは桁違いよ。マスターとして未熟なあなたにあれは撃退できない。自分からは何もしないで身を守るって言うけど、あなたは身を守ることさえできないわ。
悪かったな。けど、そういう遠坂だって、あいつには勝てないんじゃないのか？
正面からじゃ勝てないでしょうね。白兵戦ならあれは最強のサーバントよ。きっと歴代のサーバントの中でもあれと並ぶやつはいないと思う。私もバーサーカーに襲われたら逃げ延びる手段はないわ。
それは俺だって同じだ。今度襲われたらきっと次はないと思う。
Unconsciously, I place my hand on my stomach. The wound on my stomach is healed now. No, you couldn't call it a wound. It was pretty much instant death. My nausea returns just at the thought of taking another blow like that.
そういうこと。わかった。何もしないままで聖杯戦争の終わりを待つなんて選択肢はないってことが。
ああ、それは分かった。けど遠坂、お前さっきから何を言いたいんだよ。死刑宣告された俺を見るのが楽しいってわけでもないだろ。ってもしかして楽しいのか？
そこまで悪趣味じゃない。もうここまで言ってるのにわからない？要するに私と手を組まないかって言ってるの。
Huh? If I take that at face value, that's...
手を組むって俺と遠坂が？
そう、私のアーチャーは致命傷を受けて目下治療中。完全に回復するまで時間がかかるけど、それでも半人前ぐらいの活躍はできるはずよ。で、そっちはサーバントは申し分ないけど、マスターが足引っ張ってやっぱり半人前。ほら、合わせればちょうどいいわ。
俺そこまで半人前なんかじゃないぞ。
私が知る限りでもう3回も死にそうになったのに1日で3回も殺されかける人間なんて初めて見たけど。
brutal.
けどそれは
同盟の対価ぐらいは払うわ。アーチャーを倒されたことはチャラにしてあげて、マスターとしての知識も教えてあげる。あと暇があればエミヤ君の魔術の腕を見てあげてもいいけど。どう？
Ugh. That certainly is an attractive proposal. As I don't know anything, Tosaka would be a reliable teacher. And if I can help it, I don't want to fight against Tosaka. Not because she's the girl I admired at school. In fact, if I didn't know her like this, I wouldn't have felt this much resistance. The Tosaka Rin in front of me is so different from how people describe her as an honor student. But talking to her, she is just Tosaka, and it seems she's just as she appears. Well, in other words, I'm saying I find her so much more attractive this way that I'm starting to wonder why I even have to tell myself this.
エミヤくん、答え聞かせてほしいんだけど。
She urges my response. Alright, let's cooperate. There's no choice from the start. There are too many things I don't know, and I'm unskilled as a magus. So, fun fact, if we had chosen the other option, it would have taken us into the longest bad end in the game, because it would have put us... It actually would have taken us out of this route. We are on Saber's route right now. It would have put us onto Rin's route, but a slightly altered version of it that would have resulted in our death in the middle of day 5. Keep in mind we're on day 4 right now. So we would have gone through like half of day 5, or half of day 4, half of day 5, and then died. It's wild. Even if it's temporary, if Tosaka is going to give me a hand, I don't think there's any better option.
わかった。その話に乗るよ、トサカ。正直、そうしてもらえればすごく助かる。
決まりね。それじゃあ握手しましょう。とりあえずバーサーカーを倒すまでは味方同士ってことで。
そっか。やっぱりそういうことだよな。仕方ないけど、その方がわかりやすいか。
I shake her hand. I'm a bit perplexed. The instant I feel Tosaka's soft hand, I realize she is a girl. No shit, Sherlock. In comparison, my hand covered in scratches from messing around with stuff is ill-suited. The instant I think so, I pull back, embarrassed. Shiro.
何どうしたの？やっぱり私と協力するのは嫌？
No, Rin, he's just stupid.
いや、そんなんじゃない。トサカと協力し合えるのは助かる。今のはそんなんじゃないから気にするな。
Why is he like this? After making a puzzled face, she makes a malicious expression.
なんだよ。つまんないこと言ったら契約破棄するからな。するぞ。絶対するからな。
あなた、女の子の手を握るの初めてだったんでしょ。なんだ、顔が広いように見えて白っては奥手なんだ。
違う、そんなんじゃなくて、ただ。
I'm just embarrassed because it was Tosaka, but I can never say such a thing, and certainly I have never touched a girl so strongly before. Well, Fujine is an exception. She's more like someone from a different planet than from a different sex. Wasn't there something weird in what she just said?
聞いてた通り、ほんと顔に出るのね。まあ、今のは追求しないであげましょう。変につっついて意地を張られても困るし。
Rin's true personality. She's evil. And she likes to tease
まず
him.
は手付金。これあげるから協力な証と思って。
Tosaka puts a book on the table. It looks just like a diary. There's no title, and it is wine red. The color seems to suit Tosaka.
私の父さんの持ち物だけど、もういらないからあげる。一人前のマスターには必要ないものだけど、あなたには必要だと思って。
Tosaka's eyes tell me to take a look.
じゃあちょっと失礼して。
I open it to a random page. Then... There's nothing written in the book, but a strange image pops into my head.
トサカ、なんだよ、これ。
各サーバントの能力表よ。 聖杯戦争には決められたルールがあるのはもう分かってるでしょ。それはサーバントにも当てはまるの。まず呼び出される英霊は7人だけ。その7人も聖杯があらかじめ作っておいたクラスになることで召喚が可能となる。英霊そのものを引っ張ってくるより、その英霊に近い役割を作っておいて、そこに本体を呼び出すっていうやり方ね。口寄せとか降霊術は呼び出した霊を術者の中に入れて何らかの助言をさせるでしょ。それと同じ。時代の違う霊を呼び出すにはあらかじめ箱を用意しておいた方がいいのよ。
クラス。ああ、それでセイバーはセイバーなのか。
そういうこと。英霊たちは正体を隠すものだって言ったでしょ。だから本名は絶対口にしない。自然彼らを表す名称は呼び出されたクラス名になる。でその用意されたクラスはセイバー、ランサー、アーチャー、ライダー、キャスター、アサシン、バーサーカーの7つ。
You guys want to know something wild? This is like not really related, but so I was playing Fate Grand Order last night, and I realized something. I had been playing that game for well over 5 years at this point. More like 6, I think. And I still do not have a single 5-star Berserker. I have... oh my god, I wrote it all out last night. I have at least 2 5-stars of all of the other main classes, and at least 1 of every extra class. I have 5 5-star sabers, 3 archers, 4 lancers, 3 riders, 3 casters, 2 assassins, 1 ruler, 2 avengers, 2 alter egos, 1 moon cancer, 2 foreigners, and 1 pretender. And 0 5-star berserkers. I don't know why. I don't know how. Where are the 5-star berserkers? I don't know, that's just funny to me.
聖杯戦争のたびに1つや2つはクラスの変更はあるみたいだけど、今回は基本的なラインナップね。通説によると最も優れたサーバントはセイバーだとか。これらのクラスはそれぞれ特徴があるんだけど、サーバント自体の能力は呼び出された英霊の格によって変わるから注意して。
英霊の格？つまり生前どれくらい強かったかってことか。
それもあるけど、彼らの能力を支えるのは知名度よ。生前何をしたか、どんな武器を持っていたかってのは不変のものだけど、彼らの基本能力はその時代でどのくらい有名なのかで変わってくるわ。英霊は神様みたいなものだから、人間に崇められるほど強さが増すの。存在が濃くなるとでも言うのかしらね。信仰を失った神霊が精霊に落ちるのと一緒で、人々に忘れ去られた英雄にはそう大きな力はない。もっとも忘れられていようが知られていなかろうが、元が強力な英雄だったらある程度の能力は維持できると思うけど。
じゃあ多くの人が知っている英雄で、かつその武勇伝も並外れていたら、
間違いなく A ランクのサーバントでしょうね。そういった意味でもバーサーカーは最強かもしれない。何しろギリシャ神話における最も有名な英雄だもの。神代の英雄たちはそれだけで特殊な宝具を持っているっていうのに、英雄自体が強いんじゃ手の打ちようがない。
トサカ、その宝具ってなんだ？
そのサーバントが生前使っていたシンボル、英雄と魔剣聖剣の類はセットでしょ。要するに彼らの武装のことよ。
Too bad Shiro doesn't have 3 hands, 1 for Saber. Might as well play as some harem protagonist. Oh, wait. Hello, Yami. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, good old harem protagonist EX.
武器ってセイバーの見えない剣とか？
まあね、あれがどんな曰くを持っているか知らないけど、セーバーのあれは間違いなく宝具でしょ。言うまでもないと思うけど、英雄ってのは人名だけじゃ伝説には残れない。彼らにはそれぞれトレードマークとなった武器がある。それが奇跡を願う人々の思いの結晶、ノーブルファンタズムとされる最上級の武装なわけ。
要するに強力なマジックアイテムってことか。
そうそう、ぶっちゃけた話、英霊だけでは強力な魔術神秘には太刀打ちできないわ。けれどそこに宝具が絡んでくると話は別よ。宝具を操る英霊は数段格上の精霊さえ打ち滅ぼす。何しろ伝説上に現れる聖剣魔剣はほとんど魔法の域に近いんだもの。最強の幻想種である竜を殺す剣だの、万里をかける靴だの、果ては神殺しの魔剣まで。ともかくこれで無敵じゃないはずがないっていうぐらい英霊たちが持つ武装は桁が違う。サーバントの戦いはこの宝具のぶつかり合いにあると言っても過言じゃないわ。
つまり英霊であるサーバントは必ず一つその宝具を持ってるってことだな。
ええ、原則として一人の英霊が持てるのは一つの宝具だけとされるわ。
This is blatantly untrue.
大抵は剣とか槍ね。ほら中国に破山剣ってあるじゃない。一振りしかできないけどその一振りで山をも立つっていう魔術品、それと似たようなものだと思う。もっとも宝具はその神明を呪文にして発動する奇跡だから、そうおいそれと使えるものじゃないんだけど。
武器の名前を口にするだけで発動するんだろ。なんだってそれでおいそれと使えないなんてことになるんだ。
Shiro, please use your brain for once in your life.
あのね、武器の名前を言えばそのサーバントがどこの英雄か分かっちゃうじゃない。英雄と魔剣はセットなんだから、武器の名前が分かれば持ち主の名前もおのずと知れてしまう。そうなったら長所も短所も丸分かりでしょ。
なるほど。そりゃ確かに。
Saber did work out Lancer's identity after he used his noble phantasm. Something like being Ireland's child of light. So, if I summarize this, servants are separated into classes, each of them a heroic spirit suited to their class. These heroic spirits hide their identity, and their weapons are their greatest trump card, but they cannot readily use them since they reveal their identity.
以上でサーバントについての講義は終わり。詳しいことはその本を見ればわかるから、一息ついたら目を通しなさい。慣れてくればその本がなくても直感でサーバントを判断できるようになるから。
Saying that, Tosaka stands up.
さて、それじゃあ私は戻るけど。
まあ、お疲れ様。
I look up at Tosaka, who's about to leave.
協力関係になったからって間違わないでね。私とあなたはいずれ戦う関係にある。最後の日になって他のマスターたちが倒れているにしろ、全員健在であるにしろ、これだけは変わらない。だから私を人間と見ない方が楽よ、エミヤ君。
Clearly stating our position, Tosaka goes home. Status and weapon screens updated. Let's go take a look at him. Saber. Master Emiyashiro. Sex female, true name unknown. Height and weight 154 centimeters. I don't know how tall that is off the top of my head. I know it's very short. I'm not going to bother with weight. Alignment, lawful good. Strength B, endurance C, agility C, magical energy B, luck B, noble phantasm C. Class abilities. Magic Resistance A. Cancels any magic A rank or below. In practice, no magi today are able to hurt Saber. Riding. B. Ability to ride things. She can ride most vehicles with above average skill, but she cannot ride those of Demonic Beast or Holy Beast rank. Details. Absolutely nothing. Skills. Instinct. A. The ability to always feel the best course for oneself during combat. This heightened sixth sense is now close to precognition. It reduces by half any obstacles to vision and hearing. Magical Energy Burst A. Mana Burst! This transfers magical energy into one's weapon and body, and by releasing the magical energy instantaneously, it increases one's ability. Simply said, it is like magical energy jet propulsion. Saber uses this magical energy for her sword techniques, guarding, and movement. Because of her great magical energy capacity, she can fight Berserker, even though she is a girl of a small size. A normal weapon without strong divine protection will not be able to endure her magical energy-fueled attack and will be destroyed with one blow. Noble Phantasm. Invisible Air, boundary field of the Wind King. An invisible sword. It does not allow the enemy to determine its range. It is simple, but tremendously effective in hand-to-hand combat. It is a noble phantasm, protected by strong magic, but it does not mean that the sword itself is invisible. The blade is clad in wind that changes the refraction of light and makes the shape of the sword invisible. It is not a vacuum, but the wind whirring around the blade is like a weapon, and it seems to increase the damage of the slash. Only when the compressed wind is released is a vacuum state created. When the target has resistance to visual impediments, the accuracy correction of invisible air is ineffective. Other than the advantage of making the blade invisible, it is possible to release the compressed wind, making it a single-use projectile weapon. The damage of such an attack is constant, and Saber's strength or magical energy does not affect it. Rank C. Type Anti-Personnel Noble Phantasm. Range 1 to 2. Maximum target 1 object. Alright. Lancer. Master Unknown. True name... I never did get the hang of how to pronounce this. It's like Kuhulain or something like that. Kukulin, I don't know. Ku. Sex, male, height, 185 centimeters, blah blah blah. Alignment, lawful neutral. Strength B, endurance C, agility A, magical energy C, luck E, infamously. Noble Phantasm B. Magic Resistance C. Nullifies all magic that requires less than 2 verses. Cannot block large-scale magic such as great magic and ritual magic. The Great Hero of Ireland. A half-god, half-human hero born of the light god... I don't know how to pronounce Irish stuff. I'm very sorry. Born of the light god and the sister of King Connor of Ulster, who appears in the Legends of Ulster. His childhood name was Setanta, and it was prophesied from a young age that this child will live as a hero. His name means the Hound of Culan. The name comes from an oath Setanta made when he was a child, when he mistakenly killed a guard dog of a wealthy merchant named Culan. He promised, "If this dog has a child, I will raise it as strong and as faithful as this guard dog. Until that time, I shall guard you myself." His nickname praises not only Setanta's strength for killing the famous savage dog of Culan unarmed, but also the character of Setanta, that thought of the owner of the lost dog, even as a child. He grew up to be a strong man and went into an evil land called the Country of Shadows to satisfy the requirements to marry a particular woman. He overcame many difficulties and reached the Country of Shadows. He was well liked by the ruler of that country, the witch Skahak, and he trained under her and learned many sorceries and techniques. He obtained the cursed lance Gaybolg that later became the symbol of... Okay, I think it's pronounced Kukulin. and he left the Country of Shadows. I shouldn't just try to skip over it. In the legend, it is said that Cuchulainn was a brave, compassionate, and a likable young man. Cuchulainn mercilessly killed his enemies in the battlefield, but he respected faith and was noble enough to never break a promise once made. Celtic warriors had the custom of making an oath called a geas, and those warriors who broke this geas were cursed. Cuchulainn, like his nickname, had a geas that said he must never eat a dog, and he faithfully tried not to break that promise. This geas later became the cause of his death. During a battle with an opposing country to protect his weaker country of Ulster, Cuchulainn made several geasa, accepting even his own ruin in exchange for forcing the opposing country to make geasa unfavorable to them. Some of the most famous geasa Cuchulainn made were fighting just one warrior a day, promised with his rival Queen Maeve, and one win, one loss, promised with his old friend Fergus. Cuchulainn's brilliant war record can be summarized into the battle against the neighboring country of Connacht. The war between the two started when Connacht's Queen Maeve irrationally invaded to steal Ulster's golden bull, Dawn, just to beat her husband in a bull comparison contest. Wait, I don't think I've read this all the way through before. I did not know that. Maeve, babe, what are you doing? Cuchulainn supported the weaker Ulster army against the Connacht force, an allied army of 3 countries, for a length of 7 years, and finally succeeded in making them retreat. At that time, Cuchulainn captured the main culprit of the war, Maeve, but he released her, saying that he could not kill a woman, and a reconciliation was reached between Ulster and Connacht. But Queen Maeve perceived her release as the greatest insult, and began a personal revenge against Cuchulainn. After numerous schemes, Cuchulainn was forced to break his geasa one by one, and as a result lost all his powers, and was at last stabbed in the side with a lance. The proud Cuchulainn would not allow himself to die lying down, and tied himself up to a post. On the verge of death, he saw an otter drinking the blood that had spilled into the river, and he laughed as he laughed at its greediness, he died standing. A thrilling great man, Cuchulainn had the protection of the goddess Morrigan, who governed death and destruction. But the story isn't that simple. At first, Cuchulainn declined the goddess's protection. So insulted, Morrigan transformed into many animals and went after his life. But Cuchulainn was able to repel off every attack, and actually treated the wounded Morrigan. Morrigan admired that nobility from the bottom of her heart, and decided to support him without his knowledge. So as to not destroy Cuchulainn's pride, she did not help him when he was in his greatest perils, but merely observed the way of a hero. Skills. Battle continuation. A. Does not give up easily. It allows for battle even on the verge of death, and allows the user to stay alive until they receive a clearly fatal blow. Restart. C. Disengage. The ability to escape battle. It can also return an unfavorable battle to the beginning, turn 1, and restore the conditions of techniques to their original states. Divinity. B. Strength of one's godlike nature. The more godlike blood possessed, the higher the stat becomes. Noble Phantasm. Gaebolg. Piercing Lance of Death Thorns. A cursed lance that will always pierce the opponent's heart once it is thrust. A surely fatal strike from the cursed lance, Gaebolg. Its true nature is the reversal of cause and effect, where the cause of the lance's thrust comes from the effect of the lance piercing the opponent's heart. As the lance has pierced the heart even before it is thrust, it is impossible to dodge or block it once this result has been determined. To dodge Gaebolg, one does not need high agility, but instead the ability to change this fate before Gaebolg is executed. Luck is the most important. It is the most efficient Noble Phantasm, as it requires little magical energy to activate, and each activation is a sure kill. Rank B, type anti-personnel, noble phantasm. Range 2 to 4, maximum target 1 person. Archer. Master, Tosaka Rin. True name unknown. Yep. Alignment, true neutral. Strength D, endurance C, agility C, magical energy B, luck E, noble phantasm unknown. Abilities, magic resistance D, nullifies single action magic, magic resistance equivalent to a warding amulet. Independent action B, ability that allows independent movement even after the master's magical energy supply is cut off. With rank B, it is possible for a servant to stay in this world for 2 days after losing its master. Details, nothing. Skills, unknown. Noble phantasm, unknown. Rider, total mystery. We haven't seen Rider yet. Same for caster and assassin. Berserker, master, Iliasbil von Einsburn. True name, Heracles. Alignment, chaotic, insane. That's always interesting. Strength A+, endurance A, agility A, magical energy A, luck B, noble phantasm A. Class abilities, madness enhancement B. All parameters are increased, but sanity is lost. Details. Heracles, the greatest hero in Greek mythology. He was a half-god, half-human hero born from Zeus, the king of the gods, and a human woman. Although Heracles had superior talent in all things, there were big problems with his personality. As a child, he beat his harp teacher to death over a small matter, and after that he had to live as a shepherd to calm his temper. Thus he became a splendid man, and after he had accomplished several great deeds, the king of Thebes gave him his daughter Megara, and he earned 2 children and the right to succeed the king. Heracles was young and strong, and already no human was a match for him. The future seemed bright for him as he married the king's daughter and had 2 children, but Zeus's wife Hera detested the child born of Zeus and a human, and meddled with his fate at every opportunity. First, Hera sent madness to Heracles and drove him insane, making him kill Megara and his 2 children. Heracles, troubled by the sins he had committed, received a sign that he should atone for his sin by becoming the slave of Eurystheus, the man who took away his promised position as king. Eurystheus was jealous of the strong hero Heracles and gave him many difficult tasks, and claimed that he would keep him as a slave until he completed these tasks. These were many difficult labors that were impossible to complete with normal human skills. They were the famous 12 labors of Heracles. The number of labors chosen by the gods was 10, but since Eurystheus did not accept the fulfillment of 2 of those, he added 2 more labors. But Heracles safely completed even those tasks, and not only was he freed from slavery, but he also received an immortal body as proof of his great accomplishments. The greatest hero in Greece. This was the beginning of the great hero Heracles, who single-handedly achieved great deeds equaling those of the Trojan War and the Argo expedition. But the rest of Heracles' life was again full of madness. Hera's hatred was endless, and Heracles, who should have been immortal, was killed by poison by one of his wives. The great hero, equally matched with the sun god even as a human, was, in the end, slowly killed by the persistent jealousy of a goddess. At the point of his death, Heracles burned his body, still contaminated with poison, and entrusted himself to Zeus's judgment. It is said that the gods, in a conference, approved of Heracles' great deeds and prepared a seat in Olympus after his death and worshipped him as a god. Heracles went insane many times in the myth, but he really was an excellent warrior who could handle any weapon. He has the attributes to become any of the 7 classes except caster, and the greatest noble phantasm in his possession is a bow and arrow he obtained in the 12 labors, called Shooting 100 Beasts, 9 Lives. Skills. Battle Continuation A, the ability to stay alive. Yep, we read that. Mind's Eye, fake. B, avoidance of danger by sixth sense / instinct. Bravery, A+, ability to ignore any mental interference such as coercion, confusion, or illusions. It also has the effect of increasing damage when fighting unarmed, but since he has gone mad through his class ability, he cannot use this skill. Divinity A, strength of one's godlike nature. The more godlike blood possessed, the higher the stat becomes. Blah, I can't talk. As the son of Zeus, the leader of the gods, and having been accepted as one of the gods after his death, the divinity of Heracles can be said to be of the highest class. The highest class. Noble Phantasm, name unknown. Immortality gained from the blessing, curse of the gods. The body becomes strong armor, nullifies any attack, rank B or below. Alright, weapons, what do we got? Just Heracles' sword. Unidentified axe sword, Berserker. The sword of rock that Berserker uses. It is part of the foundations of a temple Einsburn prepared, and this itself was the catalyst used to summon Berserker. Heracles was skilled in archery, but since he has gone berserk, he has lost his former weapons and skills. Alright, let's continue. Is it because Tosaka went home and my tension disappeared? My body feels dull, so I lay down in the living room. I stave off the returning nausea by lying on my side. The clock ticks in the silent living room. I still don't understand what it is. The only thing I'm sure of is that it's beyond me. It would feel more real if I had more interest in the Holy Grail. A grail said to make wishes come true. I don't know what kind of a thing it is, but it's an artifact that can even summon these things called servants. It might not go as far as granting my wish, but it should have more than enough value for any magus to want it. But still, I'm not interested in it. It's true that I'm dubious about its reality, but accepting that easy way to reach a goal feels like cheating myself. But this is a fight for a single chair. No matter what your expectations are, as long as you enter it, you can't survive unless you defeat your enemies. And depending on your methods, defeating other masters might result in harm to innocent people. That's why my reason for fighting is not to win the Holy Grail War. It is to stop those that would try to win it by any means possible. I feel dizzy again. It's only natural. Even if it appears to be back to normal, my body was almost split in half a few hours ago. There's no way this sickness will go away quickly. It seems more likely that it'll continue for the rest of my life. Because I was almost killed 3 times in a day. If someone weak joins a battle, it's natural for him to get hurt. As compensation for my lack of strength, I almost lost my body. And she was wounded protecting me. I get up. What am I doing? I totally forgot about her because Tosaka was here. No, I unconsciously avoided thinking about her. Coward. I have been avoiding recalling the girl who was wounded because of me. The one that was bleeding miserably because of me. I pull my resting body together and stand up. Tosaka didn't say anything about Saber. She said she and Saber brought me here, but she said nothing more. The fact I need to know most, if she, the one wounded by Berserker, is alright or not. I look through the house, bearing the dizziness. I look around where someone could be, all the guest rooms, but I cannot find Saber.
あの格好なんだ。いればすぐにわかるってのに。
There's no sign of the brave, armor-clad Saber anywhere around the house. Tosaka said servants can become spirits, but I can't do that. No, first of all,
マスターだなんて言うけど、俺のどこがあいつのマスターだって言うんだ。
I don't understand who she is, nor how she exists. This is like a new soldier being given a tank.
その通りだ。旧式の鉄砲しか扱えないやつに最新鋭の兵器を渡しても扱えるわけないだろうに。
I complain. Well, the lucky thing is, this tank has an autopilot function. Even if the driver is terrible, the tank will fight on its own. Angry at my thoughts, I hit my head against the wall. Oh, sweetie, don't do that. You're already injured.
何腐ってるんだ、バカ。今のはとんでもなく失礼な弱音だった。
I apologized to the blonde-haired girl in my head. Now I feel like I have to find her and confirm her safety.
ここにもいない。
I searched throughout the house. It's a big house, but I didn't play hide and seek in here with Fujine as a kid for nothing. I know the efficient way to search this place. If I haven't found her after searching this much, then
庭か蔵か、それとも。
there are several possibilities, but I don't even consider the possibility that she's not here anymore. She said she would protect me, so I don't think she would leave this place.
もしかして。
It suddenly hits me. Not the house, the yard, nor the shed where we first met. Come to think of it, there is another large building in this place.
間違いない。
I hurry. I head to the dojo, separated from the main building. I'm a bit tense. If she's not here, I will have to admit that she's gone. That makes me realize the inconsistency. Even though I know nothing about her, I want her to stay. A wooden-floored room with nothing unnecessary. A dojo built only to train oneself in. In this silent place, in the faint sunlight. She is sitting there naturally. A space filled with tranquility. The sunlight shining in is white, and it makes her and the dojo into one. I can see nothing amiss in her dignified posture. Just by sitting there, she stiffens the air in the dojo. But there's nothing cold about it. It's because her figure is so pure, it makes me forget even about the cold winter air. Even the sound of my breathing is a nuisance. The girl, sitting Japanese style in the corner of the dojo, is definitely the girl from last night. The girl who appeared just before I was killed by Lancer, and the girl who mercilessly slashed him with her sword. Her golden hair, that was reflecting the blue moonlight, is now one with the warm sunlight. That really makes me remember. This is exactly what I felt when I first saw her. The girl clad in armor, slashing her sword to silently overwhelm her opponent. I wasn't surprised by how out of world that scene was. It doesn't matter what she's wearing. It probably wouldn't change even if she was covered in mud. The girl that moved me deeply is still in front of me. That is why I forget even to breathe, and continue to stare at her. Forgetting about Masters, the Holy Grail War, and everything. In this instant, I have completely accepted Saber. I do not know how long it was. Saber opens her eyes as if awakening from sleep. My disappointed voice echoes loudly through the dojo. Saber stands up, perhaps noticing the sound. I walk towards her, still not knowing what to say.
目が覚めたのですね、シロ。
I love this outfit for her. It's so cute. A calm voice. Her voice, echoing through the dojo as if permeating it, is surprisingly suited to this place.
ああ、ついさっき目が覚めた。
I answer with a dull head.
シロ、顔色が優れないようですが、やはり体調は悪いのですか？
The golden-haired girl approaches me.
違う、体調はいい。すごくいい。
I quickly step back to get away from Saber. Looking away from Saber, who is tilting her head questioningly, I calm down my pounding heart.
落ち着け。何緊張してんだ、俺は。
I take a deep breath. But it doesn't seem to die down quickly. In fact, I don't think it ever will.
なんだって着替えてるんだよ、あいつ。
I complain without meaning to. Saber's clothes have changed dramatically since yesterday. She's wearing normal clothes, completely unlike her armor. It's rather unexpected, and I'm troubled by it. She is terribly beautiful. I thought I figured that out yesterday, but it really hits me now. Perhaps her armor looked so surreal that I didn't notice yesterday. But if she dresses like a girl, as a healthy guy, I'm troubled. Shiro, why are you like this?
シロ、
I tense up the moment our eyes meet. But I didn't look for her so as to not talk to her. I'm troubled, but I can't stay quiet forever.
セイバーだったよな。こうやって落ち着いて話すのは初めてだけど。
Hold on. Oh boy. Alright. I wanted to take a peek at the flowchart real quick. I make up my mind and talk to her. And then...
シロ、話の前に昨夜の件について言っておきたいことがあります。
She interrupts my words with a sullenness that makes her earlier calmness seem like an illusion.
いいけど、なんだよ、話って。
ですから昨夜の件です。シロは私のマスターでしょう。そのあなたがあのような行動をしては困る。戦闘は私の領分なのですから、シロは自分の役割に徹してください。自分から無駄死にをされては、私でも守りようがない。
Saber says so clearly. That makes the tension I was feeling vanish.
なんだよそれ。あの時はああでもしなけりゃお前が切られてたじゃないか。
その時は私が死ぬだけでしょう。シロが傷つくことではなかった。繰り返しますが、今後あのような行動はしないように。マスターであるあなたが私をかばう必要はありませんし、そんな理由もないでしょう。
Ah, rip wind. Oh, you'll get Saber Alter eventually. Probably. I don't have her either. I have Santa Alter. That's it. She speaks plainly. She is speaking so practically that...
バカ言ってんな。女の子を助けるのに理由なんているもんか。
I reply unconsciously. Maybe she was surprised at being yelled at, but she pauses for a moment as if I've done something unexpected, and then she stares at me with indescribable dignity. I back up a bit, being stared at. Her look makes me realize that I've said something really out of place, and it embarrasses me.
ともかく、うちまで運んでくれたのは助かった。それに関しては礼を言う。
それはどうも。サーバントがマスターを守護するのは当たり前ですが、感謝をされるのは嬉しい。シロは礼儀正しいのですね。
いや、別に礼儀正しくなんかないぞ、俺。
More importantly, there's something I need to clarify right now. It's something I should have asked right after I got home yesterday. If she is really my servant, and if she is really taking part in this war...
話を戻すぞ、セイバー。いや、改めて聞くけど、お前のことはセイバーって呼んでいいのか？
はい。サーバントとして契約を交わした以上、私はシロの剣です。 その命に従い敵を撃ちあなたを守る。
Saber says so without the slightest hesitation. There's no room for me to question her about it.
俺の剣になるか。それは聖杯戦争とやらに勝つためにか。
シローはそのために私を呼び出したのではないのですか？
違う。俺がお前を呼び出したのは。
I can't say it was by pure accident. No, first of all, I didn't even summon her. She just appeared when I was in danger and saved me with her own decision. The result is the situation we are in. I became Saber's master, and I was dragged into this thing called the Holy Grail War. Not one bit of it was my intention. I'm just an amateur magus that was dragged into this battle beyond my abilities.
それがどうした。どの道戦うしかないって覚悟はしたんだ。今さら泣き言なんて言ってられるか。
I shake my head lightly and stop whining. That's it. I said I will fight, so I cannot even talk about running away. This will be the last time I will talk or think about whining. No matter how the decision came, I have decided to fight.
シロー、
いや、なんでもない。けどセイバー、俺についても勝ち目は薄いぞ。俺は遠坂みたいに知識も力もないから、明日にでも昨日みたいなことになりかねない。それでもいいのか。
それは戦う意志がないということですか？
戦う意志はある。ただ賞賛がないから、そんな俺についていいのかって言いたいんだ。経過はどうあれ、これは俺が始めると決めた戦いだ。だから。
I think it's wrong for someone to get hurt in my place. Even though I'm weak, making Saber fight, and I can't stand letting a scene like that happen again.
私のマスターはあなたです、シロー。これはどうあっても変わらない。サーバントにマスターを選ぶ自由はないのですから。
That's true. That's why Saber is my servant right now. Then I should try my best not to burden her too much.
わかった。それじゃあ、俺はお前のマスターでいいんだな。
ええ。ですがシロー、私のマスターに敗北は許さない。あなたに賞賛がなければ私が作る。可能であるすべての手段を用いて、あなたには聖杯を手に入れてもらいます。
To obtain the Holy Grail, huh? Tosaka said servants also have a wish they want granted. So Saber must be no exception. That is why she has no doubts. But that means...
また、セイバー。可能であるすべての手段と言ったな。それは、勝つためには手段を選ばないってことか。例えば、力を得るために人を襲うとか。
I cannot finish. Saber is looking at me like I'm an enemy.
シロー、それは可能である手段ではありません。私は私が許す行為しかできない。自分を裏切ることは私には不可能です。剣を持たぬ人間に傷を負わせることなど騎士の視界に反します。ですがマスターが命じるのであれば従うしかありません。その場合、私に踏み入る代償としてその刻印を一ついただくことになりますが。
I am overwhelmed by her angered voice. But still, I'm happy and relieved. Her lack of doubt gave her the image of a cold fighting machine, but I know now that she is not a cold-blooded killer.
ああ、そんなことは絶対にさせない。セイバーの言う通り、俺たちはできる範囲で何とかするしかないからな。本当にすまなかった。知らずにお前を侮辱しちまった。
あ、いえ。私もマスターの意図がつかめずに早合点してしまいました。シローは悪くないのですから頭を上げてくれませんか？
ああ、思わず謝ってた。
I raise my head. I don't know what's funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. Well, I'm glad she's smiling, so I won't ask her about it.
言い忘れていた。できる範囲で何とかするって言っただろ。その一環としてしばらく遠坂と協力することになったんだ。ほら、昨日一緒にいたアーチャーのマスター。
リンですか？そうですね。確かにそれは賢明な判断です。シローがマスターとして成熟するまで彼女には教わるものがあるでしょう。
Thank God. If Saber agrees, I can proudly cooperate with Tosaka. The only other thing I need to ask her right now is... Where did you get those clothes? It should be about those clothes of hers.
ところでセイバー、一つ聞きたいことがあるんだけど。
はい、何か？
その服はどうしたんだ？昨日とはまるで違ったから驚いた。
Actually, I'm still surprised.
リンが用意してくれたものです。私は霊体に戻ることができませんから、せめて人目につかないようにと。
そうか、そうだったのか。
それが何か？
いや、だから。
I tried to say they look good on her, but I stopped myself. If I said such a thing, I'd blush red as a tomato.
シロ。
あ、いや、だからほら、昨日の鎧。そう、あの鎧はどうしたのかなって思って。
それでしたら心配はいりません。武装の有無は自由なので、この服でいるときは外しているのです。あの鎧は私の魔力で編まれたもの。必要に応じて呼び出せます。
I can only sigh in admiration. Anyways, it is true that she would draw attention in her armor. So with the way Saber's dressed now, I should be able to persuade people in the neighborhood that she is a relative of Kiritsugu. Well, I would have to do so anyway. And then, I hear the sound of something heavy falling at the door. I turn around, wondering what it was. There is Tosaka with a big bag at her feet.
Hi?
My mind freezes. Tosaka, who supposedly went home, is at my dojo, and she's wearing normal clothes for some reason, and why does she have that big bag?
何しに来たんだ、遠坂。
何って、家に戻って荷物取ってきたんじゃない。今日からこの家に住むんだから当然でしょ。
住むって、遠坂が俺の家に？
What's the problem, Shiro? You live by yourself in a mansion.
協力するってそういうことじゃない。あなたね、さっきの話って一体何だったと思ったわけ？
You've got plenty of room, dude. I'm so surprised I can't speak. Something. I have to say something back, or something terrible is going to happen, but my head will not function.
私の部屋どこ？用意してないなら自分で選ぶけど。
Still, the unexpected invader mercilessly continues the discussion. Isn't this bad morally? Look, Tosaka is the idol at my school. Just having her in my house will cause a panic, so having her live here would be crazy and Fujine would kill me. Or maybe she's planning to drive me insane to reduce the number of masters.
ああ、ついでに彼女の部屋も用意したら。私のアーチャーと違ってシロのサーバントはかさばるんだから、ちゃんと寝る場所を与えておかないと。まあ、布団一組あればノープロブレムって言うんなら別にいいけど。
Wait, that means sleeping in the same bed, right?
するかバカ。人が黙ってると思って何言い出すんだよお前。そんなことするわけないだろ。セイバーは女の子じゃないか。
論点が違うけど。ですってセイバー。シローは女の子と同じ部屋は嫌だってさ。
Not moving. Saber makes a difficult face.
困りますシロー。サーバントはマスターの守護する。
Rain's face.
睡眠時は最も警護すべき対象なのですから。 同じ部屋でなければ守れない。
そんなこと言われてもこっちはもっと困る。何考えてんだお前ら。それでも女か。
Why? Why are you two looking silently at me like that?
サーバントはサーバント。人間扱いする必要はないけどね。シロにそんなこと言っても無駄か。
My mouth, about to protest, stops. The weird feeling I had when talking with Tosaka in the living room returns. Actually, I figured out the cause of this feeling.
ちょっと待て、トーサカ。お前、いつの間に俺を名前で呼び捨てるようになってんだよ。
あれ、そうだった？意識してなかったから割と前からそうなってたんじゃない？
なってた。結構前からそんな気がする。
そう。嫌なら気をつけるけど、シロは嫌なの
？Tosaka says so plainly, without realizing what I'm feeling. Jeez, it's just like you said, Issei. I think Tosaka Rin is a real devil.
ねえ、好きにしろ。トーサカの呼びやすい方で構わない。
そうならそういうことで。リン、話を切らないでほしい。私とシロの部屋についてまだ結論が出ていない。ああ、そうだったそうだった。けどシロがこの様子だと相部屋は難しいわね。サーバントを人間扱いしてもいいことなんてないけど、シロが嫌だって言うんだから諦めたら？それは違う。シロは困ると言っただけで嫌だとは言っていない。だってさ、そのあたりどうなの、シロ
Hold on. Why, after only a day, does she keep calling me Shiro like I'm a cat she found? No, that's not the problem, but Saber's room is.
シロ、もう一度聞きます。睡眠中の警護はサーバントの役割です。マスターとして自分の立場は分かっていると思います
が。Even if you glare at me like that, I can't do it.
ダメだ。セイバーには別の部屋を用意する。できるだけ近い部屋を用意するから、それで勘弁してくれ。ダメだぞ、凄んでも。とにかく男としてこればかりは譲らないからな。セイバーも少しは自分の立場ってものを考えろってんだ。
ですから私はサーバントとしてマスターを守護しようと。
That's not what he means, Saber.
そうじゃなくて自分のことだっての。もうわからないんならいい。それ以上言うんならレイジを使ってでも言うことを聞かせるからな。
What a waste. I breathe out hard and intimidate Saber.
そのようなことでレイジを使われては困る。3つしかない命令権を自分を守るななどということに使われては先が見えない。そうね。間違いなくそんなマスターはシローが最初で最後でしょ。
Don't be stupid. I don't want to use it for this either.
わかりました。マスターの方針に従います。ですが、敵に襲われた時はどうするのです。アサシンなどは気配なく標的に忍び寄ってくる。そういった時、私が駆けつけるまでにシローは自分を守れるのですか？
Hello, Hannah Stein. Welcome, welcome.
それは
I can't claim I'll manage. I was able to against Lancer, but that luck won't repeat itself.
それはありえないわね。この屋敷には外敵が侵入すると警報が鳴る結界が貼ってある。襲撃は避けられないけど、奇襲ならすぐに察知できるわ。それならシローが襲われる前に駆けつけられるだろうし。それは確かにそうですが、しかしなんならシローの部屋の隣でいいじゃない。一緒の部屋でなければいいんでしょ、エミヤくんは。
She pronounces the Emiya-kun ostentatiously.
トーサカ、そういうの詭弁って言うんだぞ。
あなたのために言ってるんだから正論よ。さーて、それじゃあ私の部屋はどこにしよっかな。
Tosaka walks to the house with her bag, as if telling us the conversation is over. She looks cheerful, like a student picking her room on a field trip. Astounding. Her actions are so selfish, we just see her off with blank amazement. We return to the main building. First of all, I should show her around the house, so she can choose her own room.
こっちが和室。裏側に回ると居間とか風呂とかそういった共通施設に出る。で、縁側をずっと歩いてあっちの別棟に行くと客間がある。遠さ。
Oops. I explain as I walk. Saber follows me silently without nodding. I'm not sure if she's listening or not.
屋敷の見取りはいいです。それよりシロの部屋はどこなのですか？
俺の部屋はこっち。割と奥まったところにある。
では、そちらに案内してください。内密に話があります。
内密に話？
So she doesn't want Tosaka to hear it? Tosaka is in the outbuilding, so I think this place is okay, but she is a master after all. Someone could overhear us, so the open corridor is no place to talk secretly.
ほら、ここが俺の部屋。
これがシロの部屋ですか？
Saber is surprised the moment she walks in.
どうした？セイバーをびっくりさせるようなものなんかないと思うけど。
いえ、びっくりさせるようなものがないというより何もないではないですか。本当にここがあなたの部屋なのですか、シロ。
She really said, "Damn, dude, you live like this."
セイバーを騙して俺に得なんかないだろう。ここには寝に帰ってくるだけだし、物がないのは当たり前だ。
そうですか。意外でした。シロはもっと雑多な人となりだと思っていましたから。
Saber enters the Japanese-style room and touches the wall to check the feel of it. It is a soft gesture, as if she understands the object's memory just by touching it.
よかった。寂しい部屋ですが、無下に扱われているわけではない。殺風景ですが、ここはここで暖かい場所なのですね。
暖かい？ああ、まあそうかな。屋敷の作りなのか、この部屋って夏は涼しく冬は暖かなんだ。親父もいい部屋を取ったななんて感心してたし。
That is not what she means, Shiro. Oh my god.
部屋は持ち主の心象ですから。シロの心の在り方に不安を覚えましたが、これなら今までの印象とそう変わりはしないでしょう。
Saber says this with relief, but I don't understand what she wants to say.
それで内緒の話ってなんだよ、セイバ
2つあります。そのどちらもシロと私だけの隠し事にしたいのですが、いい？
いや、セイバーがそうしたいって言うんなら構わないけど、できれば先に内容を言ってくれ。いい話か悪い話か判断がつかない。
どちらも悪い話です。少なくとも他のマスターには知られたくはない。
Judging by her expression, the bad thing must be our weakness.
そうか。話の趣旨は分かった。真剣に聞くから言ってくれ。
はい。まず一つ目。召喚されたサーバントの最初の義務なのですが、これを果たせないことを許してほしい。
サーバントの最初の義務？
自身が何者であるかをマスターに告げるというものです。
何者であるか
I keep clicking too soon. Sorry.
セイバーの本当の名前のことか。
Servants are heroic spirits. Their identities are heroes, famous in every age. They hide their identities and the scope of their power with their class names. A servant's real name is something that should be kept hidden. But it is also something the master must know. Because if one does not know which hero the servant is, he does not know the servant's potential. Master and servant are one. They won't be able to fight fully if one keeps a secret from the other. Well, that's just how it would be if I were a normal master. Even if I knew Saber's real name, I wouldn't be able to come up with an effective plan. Most of all, I don't care about it.
いいけど、どうして？
私なりに考えた結果です。いかにシローが私の神名を隠そうとしても、シローから知識を奪う術は多くあるでしょう。
I just got a ping. I think it's from Celeste's server. Yeah. Alright. Just had to make sure.
シローの魔術抵抗はそう高くありませんから、敵が優れた術者ならば精神介入もたやすい。敵の魔術にかかればあなたの意志に反して私の神名が明かされてしまう。
なるほど、そりゃそうだ。暗示をかけられたら一発だもんな。いいよ、そういうことなら秘密にしておいてくれ。
そう言ってもらえると助かります。もっとも私自身はそう高名なものですバーサーカーに比べれば数段ランクは落ちるでしょうし、知られたところでどうということはないでしょうが。
I'm not someone that famous, she said, like a liar. I totally forgot she said that. Saber murmurs in regret. That's a bit unexpected. Saber has some human characteristics, and she regrets being inferior to Berserker.
いいんじゃないか。切り札は隠しておいてこそ切り札だろ。マスターがこんなだからさ、セイバーが工夫しようとしているのはわかるよ。それとバーサーカーだけど、あれは反則だろう。セイバーが落ち込むことはないし、それに俺から見たらセイバーは全然負けてない。あんな傷を負ってたのに真正面から打ち合ってたじゃないか。
そうですね。昨夜不覚を取りましたが、傷が癒えれば違った結果になるでしょう。
だろ？よし、一つ目の話はこれで終わり。二つ目の話っていうのは？
ええ、それなのですが、おそらくこれはもう私たちでは解決できないことです。私たちサーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によって体を維持する。だからこそサーバントはマスターを必要とするのですが、
俺が半端なマスターだからセイバーが体を維持するのに必要なだけの魔力がないってことか？
違います。たとえ少量でもマスターから魔力が流れてくるのなら問題はないのです。ですがシローからは全く魔力の提供がありません。本来つながっているはずの霊脈が断線しているのです。
So that means I, as the gasoline, am not sending any fuel for Saber to work as an engine?
セイバー、それは
シロー自身の欠点ではありません。おそらく召喚時に問題が起きたのでしょう。何らかの不手際があって本来つながるはずのラインがつながらなかったようです。
召喚時の不手際って？
When Saber appeared, it wasn't anything like a summoning. It was just an accident. Since she was summoned like that, it'd be strange if there weren't anything wrong with her.
待て、それじゃどうなるんだ？魔力を回復できないってことはセイバーはすぐに消えてしまうのか？
Feed the night!
ええ、私が持つ魔力を使い切ればこの世界にとどまることはできなくなるでしょう。召喚されてからすでに3回の戦闘を行いました。私の治癒能力も蘇生魔術ですから、傷を負えば魔力の消費も早くなる。そうですね。昨夜までで成熟した魔術師10人分の魔力は消費したでしょう。
I'm astonished. Magical energy is reduced every time she fights, and there's no way to restore it. If she already used up that much magical energy, how much longer can she stay in this world?
分かってもらえましたか？ マスター、そのため私は少しでも魔力の消費を抑えなければならない。供給がないのならあとは睡眠することで魔力の消費を抑えるしかありません。
睡眠。眠れば魔力は回復するのか？
Is this flirting?
わかりません。ですが最低でも眠っている間は魔力を使わない。ですからこれからできる限りの睡眠を許してほしいのです。常にシロを守ることはできなくなりますが、それも勝利のためと受け入れてほしい。
I've got H scenes off, so there will be no mana transfers. I sigh with relief. Thank God. If that's all it is, I'll accept all she wants.
そんなのいいに決まってるだろ。辛くなったらセイバーは休んでいいんだ。それで少しでも長くいられるんだったらその方がずっといい。
では今後は頻繁に眠りに入りますが、その間は決して屋敷から離れないように。遠く離れた場所でシロが襲われた場合、私はすぐに駆けつけられない。空間を跳躍するなら話は別ですが、そんな能力を持つサーバントは稀です。もし離れた場所で私を呼ぶのならレイジのバックアップが必要になります。ですからできるだけ私から離れないようにしてほしい。
As much as I'd like to do that, I can't nod. I can't imagine living with Saber, and most of all, I have my own life as well.
努力はする。けど本当にそれだけでいいんだな。眠っていれば
問題はないでしょう。このようなことはなかったので断言はできませんが、前回も総戦闘数は7回に満たなかった。私が倒さずともサーバントはサーバントによって減っていくのですから。
I wonder if I can remember how many times Saber fought in Fate Zero. First fight against Diarmid. Nah, I can't remember.
そうか。別に全員が全員とやり合わなくちゃいけないってわけじゃないんだ。うまくすれば簡単にこの戦いを終わらせることができる。
The only people I'm going to fight are those with inhuman attitudes. I'm sure that not all of the 7 masters are like that. Tosuka is ready to fight, but she would follow the rules of the Magi. So the 5 remaining masters, if they all have humane attitudes, I won't have to fight. Saber said she didn't fight 7 times last time, so this time... Hold on. Even fight 7 times last time? Time for new FGO account. You miss your girl, Ushi Wakamaru! Oh, I love Ushi.
待ってくれ、セイバー。以前もセイバーだったのか。いや、そうじゃなくて、前回も聖杯戦争に参加してたっていうのか。
私がこの聖杯の争いに参加するのは2度目です。その時も私はセイバーでした。中には複数のクラス属性を持つ私はセイバーにしか該当しません。
Oh, how times have changed. Oh, how times have changed. There's a saber for every class now. Tosuka mentioned that out of the 7, Saber is the most powerful servant. And this girl is saying she has become that twice in a row.
それじゃ以前は最後まで残ったのか。
無論です。前回は今のような制約はありませんでしたから、他のサーバントに遅れを取ることもなかった。
Saber says this as if it's just something natural. That makes me realize even more that I have been given a sword I do not deserve.
参ったな。それじゃ不満だろう、セイバー。俺みたいなのがマスターだと。
私は与えられた役割をこなすだけです。 聖杯さえ手に入るのであればマスターに不満はありません。
A certain priest. Lol. Lol, said the priest. LMAO.
それは助かるけど、
The priest laughs. She was flawless last time, but she's already suffered 2 wounds this time. In her condition, unable to replenish magical energy, she always has to think about her remaining magical energy. The result of a battle with such a burden was that image of her covered in blood. That image is engraved in my mind. The image of a girl smaller than me, covered miserably in blood.
シロ、その後悔は余分なことです。
Saber's voice brings me back. When I raise my head, Saber's expression is serious.
私も負け知らずだったわけではありません。私は勝ちきれなかったからこそ、こうしてあなたのサーバントになっている。傷を負うことには慣れていますから、あなたが悔やむことなどない。
慣れてるって、あんな死ぬような怪我でもか。
ええ。剣を取るということは傷つくということです。それはあなたも同じでしょう。私だけが傷つかないという道理はないと思いますが。
それはそうだけど、それじゃあ怪我をしても構わないっていうのか、セイバーは。
それが死に至る傷でなければ、死んでしまってはマスターを守れなくなりますから。
なんだそれ。マスターを守るためなら傷を負っても構わないなんていうのか、お前は。
それがサーバントの役割ですから。確かにリンの言葉は正論ですね。サーバントを人間として扱う必要などない。私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。あなたもそれを正しく把握するべきだ。
Saying so, Saber walks to the sliding screen. Beyond it is the side room. This room was enough for me, so I never used it.
睡眠をとります。夕食時には起きますので、外出するのなら声をかけてください。
She quietly opens and closes the sliding door.
私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。あなたもそれを正しく把握するべきだ。
なんだそれ。
That pisses me off. But I can't call out to her, so I just consider her words in my mind. I sit on the porch and look up at the blue sky absent-mindedly. I'm not like Saber, who went to bed already during the day, but I need rest too. Even though my nausea has gone away, I still feel terrible. And on top of that, my shoulders are heavy from all the unexpected developments. I take a deep breath and look over the yard. I've heard what I needed to hear, but the fact that I still don't know anything doesn't change. My senpai as a magus, and an official master, Tosaka, is...
ねえ、余ってるクッションとかない？あと、ビーカーと分度器。
is intently searching my house for things.
クッションなら隣の客間のを持ってけ。けど、ビーカーと分度器なんて普通の家には置いてない。
は？信じられない。魔術師なら実験用具ぐらい置いておくものよ。
Leaving that complaint, she goes back to the outbuilding busily.
本当に本気みたいだな。
I guess it has already been decided that Tosaka is going to stay at my place. When I went over there earlier, there was a sign that said, "Remodeling in progress, do not enter," on the door of the best room in there.
別棟なら遠いし、問題はないよな。
Can we just talk about how wild the Emiya house is for a second? So, first of all, the fact that there's a main building. And the main building has, oh god, so if I remember correctly, it's kind of like, U structured. And it's got, like, a bunch of bedrooms. And then there's the outbuilding, which is like a guest house. And then there's the dojo. And then there's the shed, which apparently has multiple floors. And he lives here by himself. And he has since he was like 12. Wild. Kiritsugu needed many space for his depression and PTSD. He got this place during the Fourth War, is the thing. If I remember correctly, Kiritsugu got this place at least partially because Airi was interested in Japanese-style mansions, so he just got one. His wife wanted a Japanese-style mansion, so he just got one for her. God, I love Kiritsugu. Just having Saber around causes some tension, so if Tosuka was near me too, I wouldn't get any peace. Anyways, there's some distance between us. Even if we are connected by a hallway, it's just like a house next door, so nothing should happen unless I go there myself. Oh, but we'll see each other at meals. And we only have the one bath, so we'll have to decide how to use it. No, thinking about that, Saber's a girl too, so... Shaking my head, I lie down in the corridor. I sigh once again and stare up at the sky. Maybe I'm tired, but doing all this makes me sleepy. Do what you like. Becoming desperate, I close my eyes. Maybe that comment helped. I fall asleep the moment I close my eyes. Later, Saber, Tosuka, and I are in the living room. I just woke up. Saber was in this living room, and Tosuka just finished her remodeling. By the way, this was the guest room a few hours ago. And now... The scene I saw when I was called in was... this. It's really not that much different. How can I put this? I think I may have allied with a terrible person. Shiro, you're exaggerating. I can't calm down. These two are complete outsiders. I rarely have guests at this house, so that must make the situation even stranger. No, first of all, never played the VN. Is this the... it's called the Fate route, not the Stay Night route. But yes, this is Fate. This is Saber's route. No, first of all, the appearances of these two don't really fit this Japanese-style house. Well, it's about 7 o'clock now. Even though we're all in the living room, all of us staying quiet like this is not good for my mental well-being.
2人とも少しいいか今後のことで話をしておきたいんだけど
ちょっと待って。その前に一つ決めておきたいんだけど、いいかしら。
いいけどなんだよ
何って夕食のことよ。シロずっと一人暮らしだったのよね。
まあそういうことになるけど
なら食事は自分で作ってきたのよね。
そりゃ作るだろう食べなくちゃ腹減るんだから
さなら提案なんだけど夕食の当番は交代制にしない？これからしばらく一緒に暮らすんだしその方が助かるでしょ。
確かにそうだなついいつもの調子で考えてたけど遠坂がうちで暮らすなら家族と同じだ飯ぐらい作るのは当たり前だし俺も楽でいいや
決まりね。じゃあ今日はシロが当番ってことで。
Every time they talk about cooking, I just want to watch Emiya Gohan. If you don't know, Emiya Gohan, short for Emiya-san Chi no Kyo no Gohan, or Today's Menu for the Emiya Family. It's a spin-off anime that's just about Shiro and friends cooking good food. It's adorable, it's precious, I love it.
もうこんな時間だし、作戦会議は食べてからにしよう。
いや、夕飯が交代制なのはいいけど、朝飯はどうするんだ？朝飯も交代制か？
ああ、朝はいいのよ。私食べないから。
なんだそりゃ。勝手なこと言うな。朝飯ぐらい食べないと大きくなれないぞ。
余計なお世話よ。人の生活スタイルに口を挟まないでちょうだい。
We saw Lancer earlier because the very beginning is the same across all 3 routes. If I remember correctly, Castor really doesn't have a big role in this route.
とにかく今日の夕食はシローが作るの。ちゃんとした食べ物を出さないと話なんてしないからね。
Castor is like a major antagonist in Unlimited Blade Works, which is Rin's route. Less important here. Tosuka glares at me irritatedly.
わかったよ。勝手に作るけど、セイバーも飯は食うんだろ？
Feed the night!
用意してもらえるのでしたらぜひ。食事は重要な活力源ですから。
了解。それじゃおとなしくしてろよ、二人とも。
I grab the apron and go to the kitchen. Fortunately, there's about 3 people's worth of ingredients in the refrigerator. I started cooking rice when I woke up, so it should be done in about half an hour. Rin, I don't eat breakfast. Saber, feed the night! I glance at Tosuka and Saber from the kitchen. They look like they'd prefer Western meals over Japanese food. It's unlikely that Saber, let alone Tosuka, will understand the tastes of tofu and natto.
いや、そもそも箸を持てないんじゃないかな、セイバー。
I ponder this for a second, but I can't help it. There's only a limited range of dishes I can make with what's in the fridge. Anyways, there's some tofu. After thinking for a bit, I decide to make some deep-fried tofu. For soup, I'll make miso soup with seaweed and tofu. I have some chicken, so I'll make teriyaki out of it and make that the main dish. I drain the water off the tofu, season the chicken, and cut the daikon radish while I'm at it to make salad. I grate the radish, cook some green peppers.
今後の方針は決まっているのですか、リン？
さあ、情報がないから何とも言えないけど、とりあえずは他のマスターを探し出すことが先決かな。残るマスターはあと4人。こっちがマスターだって知られずに探し出したいけど、さすがにうまくはいかないわよね。
I told them to be good, so what's with that dangerous conversation? Can't they see that I'm busy making dinner for the 3 of us? No, they aren't even looking.
トサカ、4人じゃないぞ、5人だろ。マスターだって分かっているのは俺とお前しかいないじゃないか。
I yell, holding the big pot for the deep-fried tofu.
何言ってるのよ。私とシロ、それにイリアスフィールで3人でしょ。あなた、バザーカーのこともう忘れたの？
Oh yeah, that girl is a master too. Berserker was so strong that I forgot, but still, I can't believe a girl that small is a master who mercilessly tried to kill us.
どうせね、
Ilya,
あな
my
たのこと
baby.
だからイリアスフィールを敵だって認識してなかったんでしょ。それはいいから調理に専念しなさいってば。シローの実力がわからないと私が困るんだから。
Huh? I don't know how my cooking skill affects her, but what she says is correct. The preparation will be done soon, so I should concentrate on finishing dinner now.
イリアスフィール、バーサーカーのマスターですね。リンは彼女を知っているようでしたが。
あね、名前ぐらいは知ってる。アインツベルンは何回か聖杯に届きそうになったっていう魔術師の家系だから。
聖杯戦争には慣れているということですね。
でしょうね。他の連中がどうだか知らないけど、イリアスフィールは最大の障害と見て間違いないわ。本来バーサーカーっていうクラスは力の弱い英雄を強化するものよ。
Off topic, do I know the Higurashi series? Yes! I have watched the Studio Dean Higurashi anime about a million times. Have not read the visual novel. It is in my Steam wishlist. I would love to read it someday. But yes, I love Higurashi.
理性を代償にして英霊を強くするんだけど、そういった凶暴化した英雄の制御には莫大な魔力を必要とする。例えばあなたがバーサーカーになったら、
このように話をすることもできませんね。協力者としての機能を一切排除し、戦闘能力だけを特化させたのがバーサーカーです。ですがそれは手負いの獅子を従えるようなもの。波の魔術師ではまず操れません。
でしょうね。そこいらのマイナーな英霊がバーサーカーになった程度でも波のマスターじゃ制御しきれない。だっていうのにイリアスフィールは超一流の英霊を召喚して、そいつをバーサーカーにして完全に支配してた。
My daughter, she is so powerful.
悔しいけどマスターとしての能力は次元違いよ、あの子。
同感です。私たちの当面の問題はその次元違いの相手に狙われているという現状ですか。
うん。私のアーチャーはまだ戦線に出られるほど回復してない。セイバーはどう？もう傷はいいの？
通常の戦闘ならば支障はありませんが、バーサーカーを相手にできるほど回復はしていません。バーサーカー戦の傷は完治しているのですが、ランサーから受けた傷には時間がかかるようです。
そう。それじゃあやっぱり当面は様子見をするしかないかな。
それについては提案が。アーチャーの目は鷹のそれと聞きます。彼には屋敷の周囲を見張ってもらうというのはどうでしょうか。
そのつもりよ。あいつには屋根で見張りをさせるから、怪しい奴が近寄ってきたらすぐにわかるわ。この屋敷だって侵入者用の結界が張ってあるんだし、守りは万全でしょうね。
Clara, Ilya. Yeah, Clara and Svarog do seem very much like they are inspired by Ilya and Berserker.
まあ、バーサーカーに攻め込まれたら逃げるしかないけど。
The two are continuing on without me. I'm a bit annoyed. I'm making dinner, so why are they talking without me? First of all, Tosaka is too friendly with Saber. Well, it's true that Tosaka isn't that friendly with me, so it helps if Saber talks to her, but... The face reflected in the glass of the kitchen cabinet looks disappointed. That's weird. Why am I angry? You're jealous, Shiro. I prepare the dishes for the three of us and put the prepared dinner on the tray. I move to the living room.
まったく、夕飯時に物騒な話するなよな。
I put the tray in front of Tosaka.
何怒ってるのよ、シロ。料理出しぐらいは手伝うべきだった？
別に怒ってなんかないけど、どうさか慣れ合いはしないんじゃなかったのかよ。
I glare at her. Tosaka goes, huh, and after that, makes a frightening smile.
協力体制を決めていただけよ。安心なさい。別にあなたのセーバーを取ったりしないから。
Worried Rin's gonna steal your girl? I can tell my face is blushing. I can tell what I'm angry about after Tosaka tells me.
前。
あら、違ったならごめんなさいね、エミヤくん。
これ勝手に言ってろ。
I retreat to the kitchen to get the rest of the food. She really got me. Tosaka is still smiling and Saber is expressionless as always. Man, I'm really worried about whether we continue with this member. In that way, dinner starts. I'm silent. With what happened earlier, it annoys me to talk to Tosaka, and I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. Saber eats dinner silently. Her gestures are elegant, and I can't possibly imagine she was swinging a sword around. And, well, how should I put this? She nods every time she eats something she hasn't eaten before. Her gestures are strange. It must be her way of expressing that it's good. By the way, she is able to use the chopsticks. On the other hand, Tosaka is...
よし、これなら勝った。
She clenches her fist after taking a bite.
明日を見てなさいよ、エミヤしろ。
She shakes her clenched fist. God. Have I done something bad?
あのな、さっきの話だけど。
The two both raise their heads. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Even one of them is enough to tense me up, so they shouldn't both react.
さっきの話って何のことよ。
だから今後の方針ってやつ、人が飯作ってる時に話してただろ。
まずは他のマスターを探すということですか。
そう、それ。具体的にはどうするのかなって思って。
どうするも何も地道に探すしかないでしょ。あ、そうだ。シロ、魔術師の気配ぐらいはわかる？なら話は早いんだけど。
わからない。2年近く学校にいて、遠坂が魔術師だったなんて知らなかったんだぞ、俺。
やっぱりそうなのね。まあそれはいいわ。どうせ他の連中はみんな気配を立ってるだろうし、魔術師の気配からたどる線は無理っぽいもの。セイバーはどう？サーバントはサーバントを感知できるって言うけど。
多少はできますが、あくまで身近で能力を行使している場合だけです。私では半径200メートルほどしか捉えられません。
なるほどね。じゃあますます相手の出方を待つか、どこかおかしな場所を探すしかない。マスターが何か行動すればその痕跡は残るもの。私たちはそれを探り当てるってわけ。
つまり街中を調べろってことか。
いいえ、それはやめた方がいいわ。あっちも網を張ってるから、そんなことしたら一発でマスターだってバレるわよ。とりあえずはこっちの体制が整うまでは後手に回りましょう。今まで通りに生活してマスターだと悟られないこと、腕のレイジは他人に見られないように隠しておくこと、できるだけ人気のないところには行かないこと、日が落ちたらすぐに戻ってくること、あとは
外出するときはサーバントを連れて行くようにしてください。アーチャーはミンの護衛ができますか？
それぐらいならできるみたいね。霊体にして待機させておくから私は大丈夫よ。問題は
私のマスターですね。
そう。ちょっと聞いてる？シロ。外出するときはちゃんとセーバーを連れて行きなさいよ。人目につかないようにするのが私たちのルールだけど、中には昼間っから襲いかかってくるバカがいるかもしれない。そういう時に備えてセイバーとは一緒にいなさいよね。
わかった。努力はする。
I respond without interest. I understand what she's saying, but I'm resistant to being with Saber all the time. I feel nervous talking to Tosaka, but Saber makes me even more nervous. No, it's wrong to say I'm nervous. I'm just bad at talking with Saber.
何か
なんでもない。おかわりなら継ぐから茶碗よこせよ。
いえ、結構です。実に見事な味付けでした。シロ。
I look away before I realize. I can't even look at her normally, so how can I stay with her all the time?
ああ、でもダメか。セイバーは霊体になれないんだから学校までついてこられない。
学校？シロは学生なのですか？
そうだけど、ああ、そうか。セイバーは生徒じゃないんだから学校には入れない。学校に行っている間はうちで待機してもらうしかないかな。
学校に行かないということはできないのですか、シロ？
Unfortunately, his big sister is a teacher.
できないよ。普段通り生活しろってんなら学校には行かなくちゃ。それに学校に危険はない。
He literally can't skip
そ
school.
うはないぞ。
ですが
大丈夫よセイバー。学校には私だっているんだから、もしもの時はフォローするわ。
だからもしもの時なんてないって。
わかりました。マスターがそう言うのでしたら従います。
Saber nods, though she looks discontent. The night wears on. It seems Tosaka has prepared and taken her bath while I was cleaning up after dinner. Geez, it seems she's really selfish from her first day here.
今後のためにも早いうちに主導権を握っておくべきだろうな。
I know that, but seizing the initiative from her seems really difficult.
こんなんついでに言えば頭が痛いのがもう一人いるんだよな。
No, rather, the main problem. Tosaka will understand if I talk to her, but this person doesn't seem to understand however much I talk to her.
セイバーか。悪いやつじゃないっていうのだけはわかるんだけど。
Saber is back in her room. Tosaka should be resting in her room in the outbuilding. I am the only one in the living room. There's still some time until bedtime, so I should talk to Saber. Honestly, I have to get over my inability to talk to her, or I'm worried about our future. First of all, ignoring her being a servant and all, she is a girl from a younger age. There are a lot of things I'll find out from talking to her, and most of all...
早いとこ慣れないといつまで経っても遠坂に冷やかされる。
Yeah, that's troubling. It's troubling, so I should be able to talk to her more lightheartedly. I return to my room. Next door, past this one small sheet, is Saber's room.
セイバー起きてるか？
起きています。何かありましたか、マスター？
Opening the sliding screen silently, Saber enters. I hold on to my heart, pounding from having her actually in front of me. Calm down, I'm just going to talk to her as a master.
シロ、顔色が優れませんが、傷が開いたのですか？
いや、そんなことはない。体の方はとっくに大丈夫だ。それを言うならセイバーの方こそいいのか？
はい、問題はありません。今の状態では完治まで時間はかかりますが、このままでも平均値はクリアしていますから。バーサーカー以外の相手ならば互角に渡り合えるでしょう。
It's not confidence or boasting. She is probably just telling the truth. I have no response. Saber's statement should be encouraging to a master, but I don't want such a slender girl to fight.
その一つ聞くけど、セイバーは戦うこと以外に何か目的はないのか？せっかくここにいるんだから他にしたいこととかあるだろ？
他の目的ですか？そのようなことはありませんが、サーバントは戦うためだけに呼び出されたものです。それ以外の目的など余分なだけだ。シローの発言は ひどく的が外れています。
I thought so. I'm pretty much asking one who was summoned to fight not to fight. It's not that I want to tell her that. Well, how should I put this? Saber is lacking in humanity. Hannestein, could you please not talk so explicitly about stuff that happens in the future in case there are people in chat who have not read or watched anything Fate Stay Night before? It would be fine if she were only going to fight, but she's in front of me as an actual person. So it's wrong for her to just fight. If Saber is actually here, I have to have her do something she enjoys.
なあセイバー、サーバントってのは過去の英雄なんだろ？なら
I stopped myself before I asked her what she was like before.
私の新名は教えられません。
Saber said that before as a secret between us. So even if I asked her about her past, she wouldn't answer.
シロ、言いかけてやめるのはよくありません。必要な質問なら答えますが。
いや、今のは忘れてくれ。バカなことを口走りそうになっただけだ。
I say that, averting my gaze. It really was something stupid. I shouldn't have been interested in Saber's true identity, and she refused because she couldn't tell me. If I bring it up again, it will only prove that I'm a no-good master repeating a useless question. But what else is there to talk about besides that? If I can't ask about Saber, the only thing that remains is about me. That would be even more meaningless, though. Now I'm just gonna do what I want. If I can't ask about her true identity, I'll get ready to have her look at me strangely, and I'll ask about things such as what she likes and what she wants for breakfast and...
シロ、あなたから質問がないのなら、私から尋ねていいでしょうか。
いいけど、何？
昨夜のことです。シロは私を助けようとしてバーサーカーに打ち倒されました。
覚えているけど、なんだよ。朝の続きをしたいのか？軽率な行動だったってのは分かってるから、あんまり思い出させないでくれ。吐き気がぶり返してくる。
それは私も同じです。ですがこれは、あなたという人間を知るために聞いておくべきことだと思う。シロ、あなたはなぜバーサーカーに向かったのです。近寄ればどうなるか、シロには分からなかったのですか。
それは。
I knew that. I understood that I'd be killed if I approached. But I didn't try to save Saber out of optimism that I'd be safe while doing so. Back then, all I thought about was saving Saber. I didn't care about what would happen afterwards. At that time, the most important thing for me was saving Saber. Probably it was just that my fear of not being able to save Saber was greater than my fear of getting killed.
悪い、忘れた。一瞬のことだったからな。その時の考えなんてわからない。きっと気が動転していたんだ。そうでもなけりゃ、あんな特攻はできない。
Perhaps because Saber's eyes were so serious. I don't tell her the truth. I just say something to get out of this situation.
つまり、ただ自然に私を助けようとしたのですね。
自然じゃない。気が動転してたって言っただろ。もう一回あんなことになったら、その時はきっとガタガタ震えてる。
そうですね。それが正常な人間です。自らの命を無視して他人を助けようとする人間などいない。それは英雄と呼ばれた者たちでさえ例外ではないでしょう。ですから、そんな人間がいるとしたら、その人物の内面はどこか欠落しています。その欠落を抱えたまま進んでは、待っているのは悲劇だけです。
Her deep green eyes are trying to tell me something. I take that and...
しつこいぞセイバー。あれは気の迷いだって言ってるだろ。 俺だって死ぬのは怖いんだ。そんな聖人君子になんてなれるもんか。次にあんなことに。
Whoops, whoops. I hit the scroll wheel. Let me see. If something like that happens again, I'll save myself before you. I deflect it with heartless words.
それはよかった。私の思い違いなら問題はないでしょう。ええ、確かにシロは臆病です。道さえ間違えなければきっと正しい魔術師になれる。
なんだよ、臆病に見えるのか俺。
ええ、とても。置かれた状況を受け入れるために努力するあたりが特に。そういった賢明さを時に臆病というのです。恐れを知らない者は賢者になれないのと同じですね。
She must be relieved. Saber says this, smiling a bit. That gesture is so lovely and elegant. Because of it, I cannot think of anything else to say, and we end up staying in the room together for a while. And night falls. It's not like I need to talk to Saber or Tosaka, so bedtime comes as usual. It's 11 o'clock. The lights in the house are turned off, and the people in it sleep to prepare for tomorrow. I open my eyes, still on my side. It's the room I've grown accustomed to sleeping in, but it's different today. It's so quiet, so why can't I hear Saber's breathing in the next room? No, I know. If it's so quiet, it's only natural for me to be able to hear what's going on in the next room, and being able to hear her sleeping makes me imagine her sleeping. I'm tired of this hell. I climb out of the futon, trying not to wake Saber, and I retreat to my usual place.
助かった。セイバー気づくと思ったけど、割と鈍感なんだな。
Or maybe she just sleeps deeply. I wonder for a moment whether she can really protect her master like that, but there's no danger now. If servants are connected to their masters, she would wake up when her master is in danger.
トサカは寝てるみたいだな。
The lights there are off. She must be defiant or just adaptable. Tosaka must have gotten used to this place in just a day.
まあ、実際助かるんだよな。あいつがいてくれると。
Yeah, it helps, even if it's troubling sometimes. For example, the bandage wrapped around my hand.
レジは覚醒か。言われてみるまで気づかなかった。
The command spell a master bears appears somewhere on their arm. In my case, it is on the back of my left hand. I can't hide it with my clothes, so I'm hiding it with a bandage, even though it looks unnatural.
冬だし、長めの長袖を着てごまかそう。
Tosaka has hers around the middle of her right hand, or somewhere like that. They say the command spell is different for each master, but I don't think I'll ever see Tosaka's command spell. The shed is silent. This is the place where Lancer cornered me yesterday, and where Saber appeared. The door is still open, and the inside is dark, as if denying anyone's entry. But this darkness is familiar to me. This hell, the hell, a very big house with two beautiful girls in it. He's suffering so hard. The old building that I used to play in, the place you could call my real room, stands silently in the cold winter night. I enter. I close the door to shut out the outside air and turn on the old stove.
そうだな。今日ぐらいは休もうと思ったけど、却下しよう。2日連続でサボったら親父にどやされる。
I sit in the middle of the shed and take a deep breath. Training should be continued without rest. Magic is mental training for me, so I shouldn't neglect it for minor reasons. OBS just disconnected for a second. Hold on. We're good? We're good? We're good. That was weird. I have to repeat it before I forget it. And make sure I master it or it'll be a waste. I half close my eyes and release the contents of my lungs. Too much magic. Right now, this is all. Everything goes away once I'm concentrating on this. The Holy Grail War, Saber, Tosaka. If I empty my mind and forget all the doubts I have, I should be able to sleep tonight. And with that, we have made it through the 4th day. Let me take a look at the flowchart real quick. So day 5. Alright, yeah, so the next day, day 5, is also fairly chill, because day 4 was pretty chill, you know, not a lot happening, a lot of exposition, a lot of figuring out what to do next. Day 5 is kind of similar, so I don't know if we'll be doing more than day 5 next week, but at the very least, I intend to get through day 5 next week. So, I'm going to, wrap up here for the night. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. Tomorrow we are doing some Fontaine exploration and world quests, probably wrapping up that Fontaine Research Institute world quest. And Sunday, we are going to be playing Eve, which is one of my favorite horror games, one of my favorite games in general, really. It's a pretty short game, so we'll probably get through at least one ending. Maybe we'll do multiple endings. I don't know. So, I hope to see you all for those.